next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
Hey everybody, what's going on? You're in for the Dynamic Forces Comics Collectibles, our new day. We have moved from Saturdays to Mondays, with the exception of having one Saturday left this upcoming Saturday, July 17th. But we wanted to start our Mondays earlier because today we have the amazing, invincible, indestructible, uncanny Omar with us.
Hey, thank you so much. That was a heck of an introduction.
Hey man, you're a heck of a person, man. You know how I feel about you. You rock. You know, my whole thing in this industry is I love people with positivity and who are great ambassadors to the industry. And you are up there as one of the most positive, influential people in our industry. And every time you go out there and you talk about graphic novels, you talk about comics, you tell everybody the ones to buy, you don't ever diss, you focus on the good stuff, you gain the retailers in our industry more customers, and you're quite probably getting customers that might spend their money on other entertainment to put more money into the comic store. So for that, I thank you, my friend.
Oh, thank you. I just like sharing the things that I enjoy and I love, so it's easy, or at least it's supposed to be easy. Yeah, but thank you so much for the kind words.
Ah, man, you've earned it. Does it feel like a job yet?
At times, yeah. At times, yes. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Listen, at times means there's still times that it's pure enjoyment. Look, we are really blessed. I feel like we're the people that we don't have to worry about the old saying, never let your hobby become your job or your job become your hobby. I think we're blessed that we can still make it work both ways, right?
That's right. Yeah. I'm a firm believer in that. It's been fun. Every day is different with a different obstacle. But when we're talking about comics, is it really even an obstacle, though? It's a lot of fun just to put videos together and talk about these things.
Well, that's the whole key. Look, we are very fortunate that we live in an industry that is so fertile in imagination, writers and artists working so closely together with their editors. And it's a form of entertainment that outside of prose, regular books without pictures, where those authors are touching their audience directly, but all the visual is left to your imagination. We have the purest form of entertainment. And it is writers and artists working together. There is no budget for CGI or anything else. It's everything they can fit into the page, which becomes the comics, which becomes the graphic novels, which just grows the industry. I mean, for us at Dynamite and Dynamic Forces, one of the things that we like to talk about when we do our shows, obviously it's great when we have cool comics and collectibles and graphic novels that fans buy from us directly. But what's more important to us is that these fans visit their local comic store, check out the 800 Comic Shop locator service, just really go into the comic store, especially now that the world is opening up again,
Yeah.
so that the retailers are getting all of the love.
I think, Omar, it's always easier when you're doing something you love as opposed to going to a job that where you may not like what you do every day.
Yeah, you're right. I absolutely feel that way. I was in IT for 20 years. That was my career.
So you started when you were 9, since you're 29 now?
I wish.
Because I hate you for looking so young.
Dude, let me tell you, my body doesn't it reminds me that I'm not.
It's Kentucky bourbon.
It's the Kentucky bourbon. That's right.
You have to send me some of it, by the way.
Okay, you got yourself a deal.
All right.
A deal.
That's the trade-off. We send you comics, you send us bourbon.
Send you guys bourbon? Okay.
I'll go in a warehouse tomorrow. I'm not even playing.
What warehouse? Let's just pack this up.
Yeah, exactly. Right? This will be in the mail to you tomorrow morning. I promise.
All right. I like the way you guys do business. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, hey, Ronald. Sorry, Nick's an old man,
Ron.
so I got to read these. Let's see. Yeah, Ronald's here. Dave Cerrone is here. How you guys doing? All right, we're bringing some people in already. Look, the other thing I want to point out real quick, it's the beauty of having this. We have our Christmas in July special.
And our sad Charlie Brown Christmas tree here.
I love the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
I know you do, Nick. I know you do.
So, and we have some specials to honor Omar being here. So we've got some really cool items tonight. And, we're going to go through it all. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some conversation. It's a little different than what we might normally do, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Was there anything on the list you wanted to talk about first?
No, I was just, I was going to chime in whenever you guys wanted to talk about a specific item.
All right, cool.
So, I'm very familiar with a lot of these things, so very excited to talk about all of them.
Well, I think what we will start with then, I'm really, really proud of Vengeance of Vampirella having Tom Snigowski back working with us. Mm-hmm. He wrote Vengeance of Vampirella 25 years ago, and he had an incredible run, and now he's back, and it's just fantastic to have him back. We've been fortunate to be working with Michael Santamaria. We've collected the first 6 issues, and it's one of our best-selling books and one of our best books. Always got to get used to the glare here, Have you had a chance to check this out?
No, I haven't read that run. That was the run that originated in the 90s, right?
Well, this is basically today following that run. So the original run ran in the late 90s, and it ran 25 issues. And so what we decided was, not to be confusing, but for the 25th anniversary, which happened 2 years ago, we decided to launch another 25 issues of a new run. So,
okay.
So we're having a lot of fun with it. And like I said, we've got some great creators involved. Tom obviously is well loved. And this is the new series. We've got this incredible Lucio Perillo cover.
I was going to say that cover is so awesome.
I know. I love Perillo's work. It's absolutely stunning.
And then when you check out the interiors.
And that is Michael Santamaria?
Yeah. So
nice.
One of the things that we're doing tonight is we will do 2 things. One, on a few levels. First and foremost, we're showing you some of our great graphic novels or signed books. And we will be giving a special price in honor of Omar being here, which we really appreciate.
Oh, thank you.
But we highly recommend, even if you're not buying anything here, it is actually preferable if you find out from your retailer whether or not they have the items. And if they don't, they can reorder from Diamond Comics. So even if you don't buy tonight, you can just ask your local retailer to order the graphic novels for you, because we're more than happy to see you pick it up from them if you don't pick it up here tonight. So,
and that's one of the big big things that we mention every show is that, definitely support your local comic shop. They're the epitome of the small business. So, go out there, help them out.
Exactly. And we've got Dave. I guess when I was showing Dave's having fun when I was showing the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Charlie Brown Christmas tree is not for sale tonight. Nick won't let this go.
Exactly. So, going to show some of the artwork. And again, check out how intense Michael's art is. And that's the Ben Oliver cover to issue number 2. So we have the nice chapter breaks in between.
And the regular price is $19.99. But as Nick said, everything's going to be discounted tonight. In honor of having Omar join us tonight for the special show.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Our first Monday.
Yeah, first Monday. Look, here's the deal. So I'll give you the salesperson solicits for those people that have not had a chance to check this out. So originally, Vengeance of Vampirella, as I said, debuted in 1994 and ended in 1996. And it portrayed a more savage and feral look at the daughter of Draculon. So for the 50th anniversary, original series writer Tom Snigowski came back on board, and he set the story 25 years after the initial series. And it starts off with Vampirella being dead, but as the solicits say, long live Vampirella. So to give you the reading in the back of the book, humanity holds on, but barely. The playthings and slaves of a multitude of supernatural monstrosities that have made the earth their own. Mistress Nyx continues to rule the planet, her chaos lords reigning over the various regions of the world. But she is getting bored. There's no one to challenge her. That is, until a small but determined rebellion finds what could be their savior or seal their doom. I don't think Mr. Movie Phone ever has anything to worry about with me.
Well, it's obvious that Nick was born in the wrong era. He really wanted to be on the radio, reading those serials on the radio.
I have a face for radio, so that would have worked out well.
So what are we doing this for tonight, Nick?
You've got the information in hand.
Well, I thought you memorized all of this.
I'm looking at the art. I'm showing the art.
So for tonight, regular price is $19.99, but tonight we're going to do it at $17.99, and we only have 3 at this price. So,
and again, if you prefer to buy from your local retailer, we love you for it. If we sell all 3, definitely order from your local retailer. The key here is try this volume 1, and I will guarantee you will come back for 2 and 3. Matter of fact, I'm happy to say, whether you buy from us or buy from your local retailer, I love this book so much. Money back guaranteed, one way or the other. So,
wow, you can't beat that.
Now we're going to go from because I love the video with your wife and daughter. We're going to go from Vampirella. We're going to do a 180 and go back to Rainbow Bright.
Oh, man. My wife and kid loved that book. I absolutely loved it. That was one of her childhood favorite cartoons growing up. And when she saw that, and she was like, oh, my gosh, I didn't know it was a comic.
You know what? And again, that's part of the cool stuff of doing what we do, is we get to really fulfill a lot of dreams. We get to put out a lot of great books. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I found really cool with the video with your wife and daughter was your daughter, I can't remember what she said, but she said something that was so cool. And your wife goes, "Who taught you that word?" And she said, "I know it." And it was just so adorable. So I'm going to show a little bit of this, but they read it together. And this is really a good book for parents to read with their kids.
Yeah, they did. So it was kind of like handing down the baton, right? Of like our childhood to our kids. So this one is written by Jeremy Whitley, right? I really like his writing. He's a good writer.
He has such a wide range of writing. I mean, he's actually written for us for Vampirella in the past. He's written for Marvel. I think he may have done Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, but I can't say 100%. But he has an incredible, diverse resume. And when he wrote this, he just knocked it out of the park. This book actually has sold out multiple times and gone into multiple printings. We're selling this in the library market. It's doing well. It's doing well in the direct market. And it's great when we have comics like this and many, this is smaller size, made for kids and in the library market. And it's always great when there are some books that parents can buy for their kids.
Well, I think that as comics through the years has become more and more of a collector's item, so to speak, and a hobby, it's kept alive. Properties like this, like Rainbow Bright and other ones, allowing as you say, Omar, your wife and your child able to kind of pass the torch, if you will, and share something from her childhood into your child, your daughter's childhood.
Yeah, I think it's great, and I like the graphic novel size of the book. I think that gets the attention of a lot of kids, especially at like scholastic fairs or at bookstores.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No, and it's ideal for that. And again, the most important part is that we got someone who could really just run with it, tell the right story. The artwork is just so perfect. I mean, for younger kids,
yeah,
it does not get better than this. And look, reviewing books runs in your family. So we got the highest praise possible from your daughter. So Rex, what do we got this one at?
Actually, Nick, I do not have it on my sheet.
Oh, you know what? Normal price. This is at a kid-friendly price of $9.99. So if you pick it up tonight from us, we'll be doing $8.99. Discount for Omar being on the air with us, or you can order from your local retailer. And you know what? Support them. Support your LCS. It's the most important thing that you can do that we would love to see you continue to do. So, or, whether you buy something here and then go to your LCS and check out more Dynamite books, or whether you just go to your LCS, every purchase is great for the industry. So
yeah, and your LCS, they're what keeps us alive. So we love it. Whether you buy it here or you buy it there, we love it either way.
Exactly.
And especially for kids, the reading books has almost become a kind of a lost art, if you will, because people are spending all their time staring at phones, and it's happening earlier and earlier in life.
Exactly. Now, JD just ran the Comic Shop Locator service. For people who don't know, I want to mention a few things real quick. First and foremost, we're on Facebook, YouTube, our website, and Twitter. We simulcast on all 4 platforms. But if you were going to check out Omar, and I highly recommend you do, please go to his YouTube channel, Near Mint Collectibles. He not only has his own show, but he has other people on the show, whether some of them are with him or some of them have their own segments. Why don't you talk about your channel a little bit? Because sure. Our videos, we're on so many different platforms, but we want to send anybody on the other platforms to your YouTube channel too.
No, I appreciate that. We are on YouTube, and we do mainly focus on collected editions, and whether it's graphic novels, original graphic novels, or manga, hardcover, soft covers, no matter what it is, if it's collected in some kind of nice, compact way, that's what we do overviews and reviews of. And it's basically my family is the ones that do it. I have a couple of friends that join me for some of the movie episodes because people want to see comic book movies talk. But for the most part, it's just looking at books that we all love or box sets or whatever it is. And yeah, that's Near Mint Condition on YouTube. And we have a show, every day there's a episode out. So
nice. Yeah, Omar will have either pre-recorded video drops, or he will do them live. And I'm a huge fan, and I will suggest if you can watch it, super chat him if you can, or give him a super sticky, because he does do this full time. And this is what I will say about what Omar does. Omar, going back to what I was saying earlier, brings a positive outlook to the industry, helps the industry, talks about upcoming graphic novels, in-store graphic novels, or even older graphic novels that are hard to get. But he brings entertainment to you. He's got, what are you at, 44,000 subscribers so far?
We are at 48. We just hit 48 today. 48.
So we're going to do a 50,000 subscriber giveaway. We got to get you some cool stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, everybody, you know, when you get to his page, when you check it out after our show, wait an hour and 40 minutes. But when you check out his page, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share it, you know, find a few videos that you like, share it to your friends, get the word out. And again, if you get a chance with Omar, this is what he does for a living. This is how he supports his family, but he brings such great entertainment. If you will be supporting him by watching his videos, that is part of it. But if you can send a super sticky or a super chat and talk to him when he's live, that's really great because it allows him to continue to bring us the entertainment that he does.
Well, what I love about, you know, Omar's channel is that you're kind of bringing in two mediums, because everybody always looks at, you know, books and comic books and trade paperbacks as a competition against the new format of people getting information. But you've kind of bridged those two by doing reviews of this stuff, you know, so thereby encouraging and proving that the two can complement each other as opposed to being, against each other in a way that one's dragging, you know, away from the other. So I think, you know, that's great. And that's really what Nick and I are trying to do as well, you know, following, you know, models of guys like Omar.
Well, thank you guys. That means a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's the truth, man. Look, you touch a lot of people. You really, really bring just some great, wholesome, honest entertainment. You know, you're positive and honest at the same time. And that just says a lot. Real quick, Ryan, there are collected editions of the Spider series. You can check it out with your LCS, or if they don't have it and you want to, you could go to dynamite.com, Google the Spider, and you'll be able to pick it up. But every Spider series we've done to date has had a collection. So whether it was David Liss with Colton Worley or any of the other series, they are there. And hopefully, if you check it out, you like it. We're going to tease something that we'll talk a little bit more in the next hour. So we were talking about Christmas in July. Mm-hmm. So one thing we wanted to do was bring a few starter sets, surprise packages that are going to be available. Now, Rex, only because Nick's an old man, and I want to make sure I remember.
I think I'm older than you, Nick.
Yeah, I know, but you're more focused and wear it better. I think we're doing a hardcover and 2 trade paperbacks, all surprises to get people excited.
Let me see.
Hey, and Andrew Canchinata just said he signed up he subscribed. All right, Andrew.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I appreciate that.
We have Xmas in July Readers 3-pack, and then the Comic Collector Starter Kit.
Right. Let's keep it to the 3-pack because Omar's there.
Yep.
So what are we pricing these at?
Let's see. There's
I really am
guaranteed minimum value of $60 worth of
collections.
So it'll include 3 random trade paperbacks with an approximate $60 value. So we're doing it at $19.92.
So Dynamite's parent company, Dynamic Forces, started in 1992. So what we wanted to do tonight, again, and, you know, Rudolph, do we give the special deals tonight? And he says, yeah, boy, it is stupid doing this. It's supposed to be comedy, but the only comedy is looking at me. We wanted to, again, commemorate your being here. So we put together some starter sets, and when we come back from commercial breaks, we'll show some examples of what might be in here. Mm-hmm. But it's 1 hardcover, 2 trade paperbacks, and you're going to get this for $19.92. So while this will be the only place you can get these specifically, again, no matter what, if you like what you receive, and we're optimistic that you will, you can get the other collections of any series at your local starter, at your local comic retailer once you check out the starter set. You know, the whole idea here is to get you hooked on reading more comics. And obviously, we're biased with Dynamite Comics. And for Andrew and David and everybody else, we will have some signed limited editions for you tonight as well. We have Greg Land, Andy Kubert, Steve Orlando, J. Scott Campbell, and quite a few other things. And we can't wait to show you more when we come back from the break.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
Hey, man, we're back. JD's producing. Rex was just asking me. He's saying, wow, this guy is so much better than Kyle. Who's producing today?
I did not say that when Kyle was back. I did not say that, Kyle.
Can't wait to see your Wednesday show, what Kyle does to you.
Wasn't me, Kyle. This man right here said that. The guy who's trying – it's 900 degrees outside. I think a tornado's going to touch down in front of our parking lot here, and he's got a Christmas tree and Rudolph on his head. See, Rudolph here. Show him Rudolph. Rudolph says, yep, get me out of here. There's a tornado going to touch down. Are you kidding me?
If I keep making comments against Kyle, Rex is hoping the tornado takes us away.
I'm just telling you, you never know what Kyle and I might do on Wednesday when you're not here. So I'm just saying, you better watch it because Kyle, he's trouble.
I know. Seriously, Rex was just asking who was doing the show so that he didn't say the wrong name.
Exactly. So. It's JD. I love JD. Everybody watch the text graphics that come across. JD's a pretty imaginative guy.
Oh man, he did our Friday show, right?
Yep.
JD did our Friday show, and we were getting zany with the pricing, and we were just doing some crazy ass stuff,
which JD and Kyle love, by the way.
Yeah, they
love changing things at the last minute.
Matter of fact, JD, what do you think if for the heck of it?
Here we go.
JD, what do you think if we decided to make this? Hey, Will Holland says, "Welcome to the experience. Glad to see you, sir."
Hey, Will, how you doing?
Thank you, Will.
JD, this was at $8.99, right? What if we slash it to $6.99?
JD's pulling his hair out right
so now. JD will then make up some really funny stuff about me. So we'll get there. It'll be great.
It'll be the I hate you Nick price of $6.99.
It'll be the I hate you Nick price, the Nick's out of his mind price, the why is Nick doing this now price. So Nick's in the loony bin price.
There's gonna be a filter on Nick's face in a couple of minutes as soon as JD finds a good one.
Actually, with JD,
I gotta ask, how long have you two known each other, you and Rex?
If we were to tell you that, that would actually come very close to revealing our age.
Oh,
so
right.
You to answer that question.
3 years, probably then. 3 or 4 years.
How many years? Well, that would have made me 15. I mean, come on.
29 years, literally since Dynamic Forces started. We were actually competitors.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We were both younger, with more hair, a little less stressed out. But yeah, it's really been. Has it been that long?
It has been that long. I mean,
it really has been.
I was half the man I am today. I'm like 90 pounds more since then. So,
but he's held on to more hair than I have. That's for sure. Okay, he's got that good hair. Look at that. Look at that.
30
hair.
pounds right here, right? 30 pounds. 30 is a 90.
You know, when I got more hair coming out of my ears than I do on the top of my head. That's problematic.
Subverting expectations. Awesome, JD.
You go, JD.
All right, so Christmas tree. Here we go. So we're gonna have some fun here. If you order this, it's $19.92 plus shipping. So there will be 3 books in every package. We have 3 separate packages. There's no guarantee what you're going to get, with the exception that it's approximately a $60 value. So package number 1, if you were to get this, is Peter Cannon Thunderbolt, which is a $29.99 graphic novel.
Dude, that book is so good. That book is so good. Like, it blew me away. I thought it was like I did an overview of it, and I compared it to the my dog's barking at my wife.
Dog likes it too.
Yeah.
So, he's agreeing with me. Of course, he doesn't have a choice. I compared it to like a new age sort of Watchmen. Like,
Yeah.
I hadn't read something that good. It was solid. It was one of my favorite reads. I think I read it in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. It was great for those that haven't read it.
Yeah, it's obviously we love it. We put it out.
Right.
So this is $29.99. Then you may get Miss Fury, our first Miss Fury collection. This is a $19.99 collection. And you may get Red Sonja versus Conan hardcover that we produced.
Oh, that's nice.
And I want to say that Nick is so serious about Christmas in July that he made our poor guys dig out these Christmas bags. Okay. And I will say that, unfortunately, for our viewers, you will not get it shipped to you in the Christmas bag, because I think they literally had to dig through the whole warehouse to find the last 3 of these.
Oh,
Okay.
We'll buy some more Christmas bags.
Oh, man, let's go Christmas.
So it's Christmas in July. So in this package, if you were to get a package like this, you might get Witchblade Red Sonja, and again, the $19.99 collection. You might get.
Hey.
Well, this is interesting.
Huh.
Listen, whatever you do, if you buy the Christmas in July 1992 package, just put a note saying, if you were going to buy the Vengeance of Vampirella, just put a note saying, if the Vengeance of Vampirella is coming in, then cancel my Vengeance order. No, I'm kidding. So you just don't know what you're going to get. Or a Battlestar Galactica hardcover, which is, this one was also $19.99. So again, about a $60 value. And then in the third set, and these are just examples. We just wanted to show you examples of titles that may be going in.
Rudolph's Red Nose Special.
Rudolph's Red Nose Special. You gotta love JD.
We appreciate you, JD.
We do. Or you may get books like Xena Warrior Princess, Black Terror, really cool series that Jim Kruger and Alex Ross worked on, and Mercy Thompson. So you may not know what you're getting, but you know you're getting $60 worth of value for 1992, which is the year both that Dynamic Forces, the parent company of Dynamite, started, and coincidentally the year Nick and Rex first met. When we were trying to put each other out of business.
I wasn't. I worked for a company. You owned your own company. It was slightly different. I was a paid employee. I just did what they told me to do.
He was a paid employee of a $100 million a year company. They were trying to put us out of business. We just had to fight back.
I mean, I like Nick and all, but I mean,
But orders are orders.
But I didn't like his hair back then either. So yeah.
And look at you guys now. Look how
I know, right?
I know.
almost 3 decades later.
I know. Life changes, doesn't it? It's weird. It's weird how things turn out, I think.
So it's pretty cool having the starter set. We wanted to bring these to you. We wanted to have a little bit of celebration. We are commemorating. Listen, I'm a huge Christmas fan, all kidding aside, as you can tell. I love Christmas. I love Halloween. I love anything that is
kidding.
anything that is fun, anything positive. And we're going to celebrate Christmas, except for the shows I'm not on. I have a feeling Rex is going to like hide everything.
Listen, you just diss Kyle, so I can't tell you what's going to happen on Wednesday. It could be anything. I can't predict it. Sorry, it's not going to be me.
It's not you?
No, it's Kyle. It's all Kyle. JD, don't tell him I said that.
All the fun you can have. So you read the Peter Cannon. You were talking about it. It was like a modern Watchmen.
And keep in mind,
I love the artwork. I love the writing. I thought it was stellar. I recommended it to a lot of my viewers because you all that was a different edition than the one that you showed, though. I think the one that I had, it was a little bit bigger. Oh, I'm sorry, a little bit taller. It was the hardcover, though. It was cool.
Yeah, it was the oversized hardcover. Yeah,
it's a beautiful book. Absolutely beautiful.
We're really fortunate that we get to work with so many great creators, and sorry about the rain. It's like they're doing construction here, and now that it's raining hard, you can pretty much hear everything. So if anybody has a problem, we apologize.
Torrential rainstorm, potential tornado touchdown, but hey, it's Christmas in July.
Honestly, it's not that bad. You can't really hear it. I always worry about rain when we're doing live shows.
Good. If I suddenly get sucked out this way, the front door's over here, you'll know what happened.
But then this video will go viral if that happens.
Somebody call 911 because Nick's going to try to save all the trade paperbacks and the hardcovers, and I'll be sucked out by the tornado.
I'm going to try and save Rudolph and the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
That's correct. The props will get saved first, and then the trade paperbacks, then the hardcovers, and then Rex if he's still in the parking lot. Okay.
The funny thing is, and this is really, we actually did have a tornado here like 2 years ago, and one of the cars in the parking lot got lifted and went through the front door of one of the buildings.
It was on a weekend. I actually drove here with my daughter to check out the flipped over car. I kid you not. I mean, that's a true story.
I think the worst one of it, because here in Kentucky, we're part of this, the tornado.
Yeah.
So, but I've only experienced it one time, and it was a tree being ripped out of my neighbor's front yard. Wow. It sounded horrible, as a tree being ripped out of the ground should. So when we went outside, the roots and everything were picked up. It was kind of scary because it could have landed on a house. Luckily, it just kind of landed to the side. It was a huge tree.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say, "Oh, isn't that cute? You had a car go through a little building."
No, I haven't seen anything crazy like that in Kentucky. Knock on wood. I hope I never do.
Thank God, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, thank God. We got David saying that he loved the oversized Red Sonja by Gail Simone. We will have more like that, Dave. With support from fans like yourself, we will have far more like that. So, matter of fact, next year, I will say, in addition to Omar just being great with the fans and great for publishers and retailers, because he does bring awareness to the graphic novels, which helps retailers sell even more, Omar has helped giving us advice on some of our collections. And we're looking at a boys program that will be influenced by some of the conversations that Omar had with Vincent in our offices.
Yeah, absolutely. There is. No exaggeration, every 2 days there's a message or some kind of email asking me, when is this coming out? Is there going to be an omnibus edition? Is there going to be hardcovers editions of the boys? People are really craving it. And I said, I'm sure there will be, but I don't know yet. So that's been my answer for a while. But yes, no exaggeration. It is every other day that I get asked. And then not the same person either. I'm talking different people.
Well, what we find gratifying and amazing is that literally every day or every other day, there's something new happening with the boys. It's like they just released those new commercials that they're having fun with. They the photos of the actors.
Mhm.
There was just a story about how the producers, Simon Pegg, even said that he shouldn't play Huey by the time the show got moving forward. I got to tell you, if you ever get to meet Simon Pegg, absolutely get to shake his hand and tell the guy how great he is. He is one of the most gracious, down-to-earth actors I've ever met. He is literally just a sweetheart. I've met him when he was doing the Star Trek movies. We were doing QVC together, and he signed some trading cards and lithographs for the Star Trek QVC show, and he helped us with The Boys, and he's just been such a nice guy and such a great proponent of The Boys, considering Huey was modeled off of him, but he knew that it took 11 years for the show. He's such a great proponent of it.
He's a fan, too. I mean, he's genuinely a fan.
Yeah.
So that kind of explains some of the passions he's had through the years, and helping support the hobby, the industry itself.
I'm really glad to hear that, because sometimes, whenever I'm always afraid of meeting somebody that I really like their work and turn out to be a real jerk, because sometimes that happens.
It does, more times than not, actually.
Yeah.
It does. I think in our industry, we're a little bit luckier. I think that what I've seen, even at conventions for the most part, the actors that are in our genre, I mean, without naming names, there are actors that are like high up that aren't in our genre that will go to New York Comic Con or San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah.
And they'll be in and out. They're just there because the studio told them to be there. No other reason. But most of the people that are in our genre, whether it's actors or directors, they are really down to earth. They know that it's us that are part of their success. So, for example, when we did Django Zorro, Quentin Tarantino went to San Diego Comic-Con to do our 15th anniversary panel. Was our 15th? No, our 10th anniversary panel. He went there to do our 10th anniversary panel, and we said, would you like us to send a limo? Because he was coming from LA. I was like, no, I'll drive in. I was like, okay, do you need someone to meet you to bring you past? He's like, no, I'll just go to will call. It's like, what can we do for you? He's like, can I have water at the panel table? Can I just have my own bottle of water? He's like, no offense, I just like warm. He just liked room temperature water. He didn't want it with ice. He's like, if I can just have a room temperature bottle of water, that's all I need. Like, literally, Quentin Tarantino is coming to the Dynamite 10th anniversary panel, which, by the way, I dubbed the Quentin Tarantino panel with Dynamite's 10th anniversary.
As well as you should have if you've got Tarantino. Man, that's awesome. Now, that's the kind of stories I like hearing.
No, he was fantastic. And he made Dynamite explode that day. No pun intended. This was when he had told everybody he wasn't doing the Hateful Eight anymore because the script had leaked. And then one guy came in and asked him on the mic, are you ever going to do the Hateful Eight? I was there for your reading at Meltdown Comics. And Quentin goes, all right, I'm going to announce it here first. We are doing the Hateful Eight. The guy was on the mic, right? Standing there on the mic. He literally dropped to his knees and said, oh my God, thank you. It was so classic. I wish someone recorded that. It was like Quentin said it so quickly. Nobody expected him to say it. It just went worldwide. Deadline Hollywood, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Entertainment Weekly, everybody's like, at the Dynamite panel, Quentin Tarantino announces he's doing the Hateful Eight. It was, so, these people, even Quentin Tarantino, who is this high up, he loves our genre, and he's just so down to earth and so awesome. I mean, he didn't even want a car to pick him up. He's like, no, I'll drive. He didn't even want to be reimbursed gas, nothing. He's just like, no, I'm here for you. I'm here for the panel. I was like, wow.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're really, really blessed, I mean, like Robert Downey Jr. is like high. I've seen like really high up there. I've seen the way he treats the fans. He's fantastic. He's not somebody that has to be in and out of a situation. He's somebody who's there. I mean, I think part of it is they all understand and appreciate the fact that it's the fans that help make the movies they're doing, the TV series that they're doing, that we're the viral word of mouth, and that we're as good as any advertising. And, you know, they just give back, which is just, it's just some of the best experiences. You know, I had the same experience with Stan Lee. You know, we used to do a lot of QVC and Home Shopping Network shows, which was part of the background that got us to do the experience. And Stan was really, really gracious. He flew into Florida to do a Home Shopping Club show, and he goes, Nick, when's our show tomorrow night? I said, well, it's at 10 o'clock. So what am I doing all day tomorrow? I said, whatever you want, Stan. He's like, are we going out to dinner? I said, yeah, we're going to go out to dinner with John Creemans, the host. He's a great guy. You're going to love him. Okay, Nick, let me give you one piece of advice. For some reason, people want to meet me. Now, keep in mind, this is like 1999, 2000, before the X-Men movie, before the Spider-Man movie, right?
We knew who Stan Lee was, and maybe some people, but not everybody.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
He said, some people want to meet me. Let's do this. You tell your people at Home Shopping that I'm here, and if anybody wants to meet me, Nick, you take me there. I'll sign autographs. I'll be there for you. You may as well just get the most out of me because I'm here for you, Nick. And I'm like, wow, this is Yoda telling me this, you know? This is Yoda.
I think Yoda a bit taller than Yoda.
Okay, so Obi-Wan Kenobi, okay?
That's a better analogy.
Here's Obi-Wan Kenobi telling me, but see, Yoda would be more open. You know what I mean? Obi-Wan was a little bit more of a curmudgeon at one point. I don't know. The best of both
I think
worlds.
You're overthinking this one, Nick.
Yeah, right? So I send an email to my buyer, and like one of the VPs wanted to meet him, and the buyer said, how many people do we limit this to? There are people in the crew that want to meet him, but we don't want to overdo this because, you know, HSN was used to getting so many stars that, you know, had their own lines of goods, and it's like, you know, they never wanted them to be overburdened. And I said, Stan, I'm on the phone with my buyer. She said, how many do we limit to? He's like, Nick, I told you, whoever. Doesn't matter who they are. It could be the janitor. I'm here. I'll autograph for anybody. I'll shake anybody's hand. Just let's make sure we're on time for dinner. I like to eat on time. I was like, no problem.
That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
No, he was literally the best. He was just the kindest soul. I'll add one last thing, and then we got to go back to the job, as Kyle would tell us.
At this point, yeah, we can probably get one more in before the next break.
There was something not set up right once, right? And we did a shoot live from California, not far from where his office was. HSN actually flew out to California to do it live from not his office, but there was something going on and we were able to do it. And something went wrong, and I was like apologizing to Stan. He puts his arm on my shoulder. He goes, Nick, mistakes happen. Don't worry about it. But let me just say one thing. Don't make the same mistake again. I just don't want that to happen. And it was like, all right.
Boy, that was a big one.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that one. So anyway, sorry, I'm doing all the talking, so I need to shut up.
Pick something.
All right. We've got our boy. You know what? We've got our boys here. We've got Andrew Cucinato, who's always looking for a good deal. We've got David here. We've got quite a few people. So Ron is here. Definitely Ron. Ron was a star this past week. I think he bought 4 or 6 Star Wars remarks from us by Ken Hazer.
He's a remark collector, that guy.
Gotcha.
The remarks, absolutely.
Yeah, Ron catches all our shows, which is great. I'm surprised. Wilfredo's not here. He was like going to be here.
Monday's an off night, though. You know, it's usually Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Yeah.
So might have caught him a little off guard.
It is our first Monday.
Yeah, that's right. He may have to change his work schedule.
Yeah, no, we got to launch it with Omar, which is awesome. So we have Prelude to Metal, Dark Days to Casting, signed by Andy Kubert. And this is limited to only 50 copies in the world. We have number 1, number 2, and number 3 of 50. I think we have number 3. I got to double check that one. Yeah, number 1, number 2, number 3. What are we pricing this at?
Regular retail is $69.99, and we are doing it tonight for $38.99, but we only have those 3 at that price.
All right. So we only have these 3 at how much?
$38.99.
And they're $69.99?
Yep.
All right. So just for the fun of it, and because I like to drive people crazy.
Buckle up, JD.
This is $69.99. It's supposed to be $38.99. No, it's not $6.99, JD. We're not doing that.
I'm really liking JD.
I know, right? How about we do? Oh boy, Spencer's here. Now we're in trouble. How about we do for tonight, and you get to pick the one you want, 1, 2, or 3. 1939, the year Batman first appeared in Detective 27. This is limited 1 per customer. You can pick number 1, number 2, number 3. 1939. I was initially going to go to $27 for Detective 27, but I think that we'll do 1939. So we're going to have fun here. It's a $69.99 book. Some people may catch us once we're off the live feed. So if you do and we still have any left, you can feel free to order it, and we'll do the best to give you the number that we have, but I can't guarantee that 100%. Look, Spencer came in to bring a special piece of art. Hey, man, we appreciate it. It is running late, so definitely next time. Spencer, great.
Check in. Spencer, who I've known, my gosh, about the same time we met each other, and I have not seen it in such a long time. I can't even imagine. Spencer, if you're around on Wednesday, okay, Nick won't be here. It'll be me and Kyle. Come in on Wednesday, all right? And if you've got time, we'll bring you on the air, buddy.
And look, he says our loss. Of course he would. Probably is. Spencer actually used to work with Rex trying to put me out of business.
Wow. Now everybody's friends, huh? I love it.
I used to talk to Spencer like 15 times a day, I think. Spencer was a real phone call sort of guy. And no matter what was going on, he'd be calling me. All right. Oh, that was a long, my gosh, how long ago that was.
I know. You guys get a lot of stuff done, though.
And I saw Spencer on the air with you guys once, you and John. Okay, I'm resenting all that hair on Spencer's head, too. I'm not happy about that either.
And he's older than me, too, as far as I know. He's about your age.
All right, Nick. Okay. All right. We need to. Okay, let's talk about Rudolph again in the sad little Christmas tree. Okay.
All right. Well, before we go to break, again, certificate of authenticity. Like this one's number 2. You'll see the number 2 on it. Number 2 out of 50. It's numbered under Andy Kubert's name. The one thing that we do here at Dynamic Forces, I'm going to put these 2 back, is unlike movie collectibles, unlike sports memorabilia, coins, we spend extra money on the holofoil seal because we want you to read the comics. We're getting comics signed by great creators. And the thing is if you have not read the comic, we want you to read it. So, like I said, you need to be careful. I want to show all the fans. You can take the holofoil seal off. I always recommend putting it on the side of the comic. You can take it out of the comic and check out the incredible, beautiful artwork and fantastic story. Because as much as we want to sell you the collectibles, we want you to read the comic and enjoy it. And the only other thing I'll say about this, even when we're offering signed books, this goes back to the mantra of getting as many people into the comic store as possible. If you see a signed book, but it's not your thing to get it signed, but because we're talking about it, it interests you in reading the comic, go to your local retailer, ask them for it. They should have it. If not, they'll figure out a way to get it for you. And if they don't have the singles, they may have the collections. And then you could just, you can support your local retailer, buy more comics to read. It's a win-win altogether. So nothing to us is more important than you're reading the comics. And look, this was written by Scott Snyder and James Tynion. And I got to tell you, James Tynion is one of the best writers in the industry. So Scott Snyder, don't get me wrong, but James has been killing it more and more every day. He's just phenomenal.
That Something is Killing the Children is blowing up like crazy.
Yeah, I know a guy who had the first 12 issues and he sold them for over $1,000. It's insane.
Wow.
We'll talk a little bit more about James Tynion and some of his graphic novels when we come back from the break, I think.
Awesome.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
All right, all right, all right. So for everybody tuning in, we have the Uncanny Omar here tonight as our special guest, our first Monday show. Pretty excited. His channel is Near Mint Condition on YouTube, exclusively on YouTube. He drops at least one video a day, sometimes more than one. He does live videos during the week. And he's just got one of the best channels on YouTube. So please do check it out. And when you do, subscribe. Check out some of his previous videos. Hit the like button if you like what you see, and I'm pretty sure you will. So, Omar, talk about yourself for the new viewers.
Oh, yes. It's a channel where I do collected editions. Talk about collected editions, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, any kind of collected edition, whether it comes in a box set or whether it's a standalone trade paperback. I just like reading. So anything that has been either previously previously printed in comic book format or floppies and then collected in one collection, or original graphic novels. We do manga. And by we, I mean, it's usually my wife and my kids. My kids join in on the fun as well. And I have some friends that we do several different shows. Like we do a live show going back and rereading something old, and then the new readers get to read it for the first time. And then we do some comic book movie reviews too. So it's a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Our pleasure. The link is on all 4 platforms right now. Thank you, JD, for tackling that. Really appreciate it. So everybody definitely check out Near Mint Condition with the Uncanny Omar. And the thing is that Omar has got a lot of knowledge when it comes to collections. He talks about collections that are out of print, collections that people are chasing, collections that will be coming out in new formats. It's not just about what's in the story. First and foremost, the story is most important, but he can also drop you so much knowledge. And again, it's some of the best entertainment you'll have, some of the most knowledgeable entertainment, and you'll walk away really, really happy with it. And, at that point, if you catch some of as I said, subscribe if you go on there. If you see some videos, definitely hit that like button. Share his channel, please. Help him get more viewers. And if you are able to catch him live, if you can afford it, please hit some super chats or some super stickers. This is what he does, and he brings us a lot of entertainment. So let's help him do that. And let's see, before I let him talk again, Omar's channel, Dave Cerrone, Omar's channel is one of the first places I check when I'm thinking about picking up a collected edition.
Thank you, Dave. That's very kind. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. See, all the love. I know I have to do the job and start presenting some items for sale. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about James Tynion again. I mean, is he killing it or what? I mean, something is killing the children. Department of Truth, Batman. Every issue he has new characters. I've never seen somebody create so many characters issue in and issue out.
I love the Detective Comics. Amazing. Every issue was so fun. All the characters, he made me care about Clayface. I wasn't the biggest fan of Clayface, but I loved everything that he did on Detective Comics. Yes. And everything that he's written so far has been so good. It's been a lot of fun.
No, it's amazing because they wanted him to do Batman up until issue 100. They were like, okay, you're the guy running through to 100. And he surpassed every expectation. The book kept going up in sales, and they were like, oh, you're not stopping at 100 anymore. We're not letting Marvel or anybody else hire you. You're staying here. We want you to keep writing Batman. And he's kept it at the juggernaut that it deserves to be, which is fantastic.
Absolutely, yes, agree.
So even though we don't have anything by James Tynion outside of Dark Days, the casting tonight, let's talk about what we do have. And here's a great 12-issue series. Steve Orlando, Martian Manhunter, just a really phenomenal series. We have these signed by Steve. We only got 40 copies signed. This is, what's the MSRP? It says $39.99 there.
$39.99.
That's the MSRP or the special price?
No, that's the MSRP.
All right. So what we're going to do tonight, we have number 1 and number 2 out of 50. This is limited to 1 per person. Again, you got to read it. I'll open it up and show it in a second.
Constitute 2 people since we only have 2.
Exactly. Which will see, I can do math. I may be old, but I'm not that old yet.
Well, it could be 2 per person if it's the same person buying both, right?
So this is a perfect 10 read, in my opinion. So to me, that means that these are going to be $10 each. So these are signed by Steve Orlando. These are limited to only 40. These are MSRP $39.99. But tonight, while Omar's here, these are perfect 10 reads, not perfect 10 grades. We're not guaranteeing that you're going to get a CGC 10.0. We are guaranteeing that if you buy this and read it, you will enjoy it. And
I know, JD, it's not what was on the sheet I sent you. But are you surprised? No.
So I just want to show how great this comic is. And again, it's a cool collectible. It's signed. Conventions are opening up again. You can get signatures at conventions, but with some of the creators, you need to stand in line. You need to wait to get the signature. You're not going to get a certificate of authenticity like a Dynamic Forces certificate. If you also were to work with to try and get a handler who handles some signatures with creators, you would have to pay the signature fee, the handler fee, ship it to the handler, pay for it to ship back. Here, you get it. You can open it, as we always say. Our holofoil seals are meant to be utilized to take off so that you can open the book and read it. And, check out the beautiful art by Raleigh Rosmo.
His artwork is so crazy, especially in this particular series here. It has that awesome cartoony look to it, but it's kind of like psychedelic. I love it. I think it's great. It's a good fit for this particular story.
I will almost 100% guarantee you, if you were to buy this, if you have not read Martian Manhunter yet by Steve Orlando, check out how awesome it is. Once you read this, you'll want to ask your LCS for the graphic novel. Almost 100% guarantee. And if you want to get the periodicals, your LCS may have them. This was just a fantastic series. Tom King gave it a huge thumbs up. He wrote, brilliant, bold, and bloody. Orlando and Rosmo use a thrilling superhero noir to explore identity and alienation in modern America. When's the next one out already? So the good thing is unlike Tom, who read it as it was coming together and couldn't wait for the next one, and I'd say Tom knows a little bit about great writing, you can buy this here and pick up the collection. Or if we're exciting you, DEAL deals, the deals. Oh man!
See, JD's so frustrated. He's drinking some Kentucky bourbon, so now it's graphics are to come out like this.
Exactly. This was just a great series, and Raleigh really did kill it on the art. And there's a reason why you see him getting on the higher profile books. There's a reason why you see Steve Orlando tackling higher profile books to read. He's got a few Marvel projects. The second his DC exclusive ended, Marvel snagged him up for projects. And he's just a fantastic writer. He's just incredible. I cannot wait to read his Man-Thing, spoof on Martian Manhunter's name. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Got it. JD's thinking. JD's next level.
And David Cerrone caught it.
Yeah, he caught it.
That's awesome. Well played, sir. So this is a great book. Again, I've got to do the job. So limited signed edition. You get the signature right there. These are limited to only 40 copies signed. certificate of authenticity. Number on the certificate matches the number on the comic. And we have number 1 and number 2. So first person up gets to choose which one they want. Most people choose number 1. Some people actually go with number 2 for it being one of their lucky numbers. So available here this evening and available at your LCS too. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest movies that will be out next year, if not the biggest movie. I will tell you, when I first went to go see the John Wick movie, I walked out of the theater and said, I want to get the comic. I really want to get the comic rights to this. And it took 2 years to get the comic rights.
John Wick? Wow.
Yep. We were so tenacious when it came to John Wick. And we were able to get the rights and get the ability to create a hardcover collection. So this is the collected edition of all 5 issues of John Wick. And if you've seen the movie, and I think almost everyone has seen the movie, this story details basically the origin of John Wick leaving the fold. This is the impossible task. It's great writing by Greg Pak. It is beautiful artwork by Giovanni Valletta and Matt Gaudio. And it just really captures the cinematography of the movie. And, you know, the way Keanu Reeves expresses everything visually and hardly verbalizes anything is well conveyed in this story. And we were really lucky to get somebody of Greg Pak's caliber to write this. Again, this took over 2 years of discussions and negotiating to get, and we could not have been happier and prouder to put out this great collection. And check out the back cover.
And this is the prequel, right?
Yep, the prequel. The Impossible Task. The Wick book is not signed. I don't think so. It is not. What's the MSRP on this, Rex?
Let's see.
It is not signed.
$24.99.
All right, so $24.99. We were going to do $22.50 for Omar being here, but tell you what, we'll go $19.99. If you want to pick it up here, it'll be under $20, or you can pick it up from your local retailer. But Ronald, this is a great read. You will love this book. You know what, dude? You're such a great customer. For everybody, money back guaranteed if you buy this here and don't like it, or if you buy it from your local retailer and you don't find it to be as great as I'm saying, email me at nick.barucci@dynamite.com and I will refund you your money personally. It is that great of a read, in my opinion. And we got Ronald taking one. All right, Ronald, thank you. JD, we're bringing it down to $19.99 tonight. So this is the Uncanny Omar special price, the Continental price.
The Continental price. 1999 was also the year that Matrix came out, which starred.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Man, he's had so many classic movie roles that you'll never forget. I mean, obviously, we all think of Bill and Ted, but I mean,
I still do. I love that movie.
But my favorite outside of John Wick is Point Break. I love that freaking movie. That movie is so awesome.
Swayze and him were so great in that movie, dude. So good. I like that movie too.
Yeah. Have you seen Hot Fuzz?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, of course. Yes.
When they do it,
he starts shooting up. Yes, I love that movie too.
That was hysterical. That Hot Fuzz and I mean, they had the trilogy. I wasn't as thrilled with the third one, but the one with Pierce Brosnan, The End of the World or whatever it was.
Yeah, but that's my favorite out of the Cornetto trilogy. I think most people's is Shaun of the Dead, but I really like Hot Fuzz. I think him and Nick Frost were so good in that movie.
They were. And I think that the third one had so many different actors. It just really, they put a lot in there.
Mhm.
And isn't it amazing? They had two James Bonds, Pierce Brosnan and
Timothy
Dalton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let's see what's JD saying. With this, Berserker and Cyberpunk, Keanu may exist more as a digital rendering than a live actor.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
Well, and when you think about all the movies that he has done, I mean, he's done some smaller movies that if you were watching them, like, have you seen Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves?
I haven't seen that one. No, sir.
It's a smaller movie that came out 2 years ago, and I am telling you, it will freak you out watching it. It's not horror or anything like that, but it's just it's just intense. It's an intense movie. So it's really, really cool. So John Wick, one of the proudest books we've ever put out, because Keanu's impossible task as John Wick was to get out of the Russian mob. Our impossible task was getting this license and then being able to tell the story that they did not tell in the movies. I mean, they were really pleased that we were able to bring a creative team like Pac as a lead writer with Giovanni and Matt, that they thought that we could tell the story they weren't telling in the movie. And when you think about that, that hardly ever happens. So on so many levels, John Wick's origin. And again, thank you, Ronald.
I like Greg Pak. I think he's a great writer.
He is. We were really fortunate. Actually, the Battlestar Galactica that we showed, the random collection, that's the Greg Pak series. Greg wrote our first Battlestar Galactica series when we got the license from Universal.
Who was, I can't remember who we were talking about earlier that had range, but I think he also has a lot of range. He writes some things like that are geared towards kids. Oh, Whitley. I think it was Jeremy Whitley. We were talking about Whitley. So yeah, he writes a lot of things that are geared towards a younger audience, but he can also do these dark, intense kind of stories.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at his Kickstarters where he's written younger kids' books, you're right. He's got a huge amount of range. In the comics market, he does get more tied up with the superheroes or action and adventure genre, sci-fi. I mean, but his stories are so rich that, I mean, World War Hulk was turned into an animated movie, you know, and some of the stuff in World War Hulk ended up in the Thor movie.
Yeah.
So this is a guy whose ability to weave a tale that is great for comics, but also transcends comics. And we're really blessed when we get to work with someone like Greg. I mean, he's just one of the best writers in the industry. We've worked with him on Battlestar Galactica. We've worked with him on Gold Key. We've worked with him on John Wick. We've worked with him on quite a few series, and he always brings his A game. And so far, there hasn't been one series that we've brought to him that he agreed to work on that wasn't the best it could be, thanks to him being a part of it.
Awesome. I like hearing that. And it's good to see him still get a lot of different type of art, work, too. He's everywhere. And doing his own Kickstarter stuff.
Yeah. No, listen, the guy is grassroots. He actually still buys comics. I mean, the last year and a half with conventions has obviously been rough, but he will buy the comics and the graphic novels and sell them at his table because he knows that every time he's at a convention, he's going to get a new fan or an existing fan to try something else. I mean, he is like totally grassroots type of guy. You would think somebody in his position would be sitting there just being like, yeah, whatever you bring, I'll sign. But with him, he's like, oh, by the way, have you tried these titles that I also wrote? It's just really great because, the sign of a great author is an author who cares about growing their readership, that is there for their fans. The most successful, huge authors that I know are Brandon Sanderson in the sci-fi world.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
You're surprised he's down to earth?
Yeah, that's awesome. The guy's a genius.
He is. So if he's at an airport or in a bookstore or in a mall, what he'll do is he'll sign all of his books and then send out on his social media. By the way, if you're here today, I'm just about to catch my plane, but while I was at Hudson Books, I signed all of my Wheel of Times. So you can get a signed Wheel of Time if you're going through JFK Airport and you go to Hudson Books. Or I'm in this Barnes & Noble at this mall. So I just signed all my books if you want to pick it up there. Like, he will take the time to do stuff like that to surprise his fans because he knows it would have been something he found cool. And the other person is Neil Gaiman. Neil could, guy's one of the most successful authors in the world, not comic writers, but authors. But here's a guy who's in touch with his audience every day, reaches out to them on his social media, answers questions. He's a man of the people. He's not above anybody. There's so many great creators in our industry and even outside our industry, Even Keanu, let me tell you, all the stories about Keanu, he is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
I've always heard stories about how down to earth he is. Like, he doesn't live that Hollywood type of lifestyle. And you're right. Like, that's all. Have you ever met him?
I have not met him. I have not had the pleasure yet. I hope to one day. I would love to.
You got him in a book, so you can. That's your little segue, right? Yeah.
And Dave says, Gaiman posts those I'm in the bookstore photos too.
That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
It is. I mean, there are enough bad stories you hear about in life. It's always great to hear the good ones.
You're right.
Quick reminder, I think when we get back, I'm going to have to go a little bit faster and shut up a little more. But quick reminder for everybody, we have the holiday packages, and hopefully I'm going to not knock down the Christmas tree. You're getting 3 random books, 1 hardcover, 2 trade paperbacks, 1992, Rudolph's Red-Nosed Special. You may get Red Sonja Conan. You may get Miss Fury. You may get Peter Cannon Thunderbolt. Or you may get Vengeance of Vampirella. You may get Witchblade Red Sonja. You may get Battlestar Galactica, speaking of Greg Pak. There are so many books in the starter sets. You may get some of these. You may get others. Xena Warrior Princess, Black Terror, Mercy Thompson's, or you may get Cole if you've been naughty. The one thing I'll pretty much guarantee you is that
we will not send you Cole.
We will not send you Cole. We will not send you Cole. You should be finding books that you enjoy reading. And then if it's a book with a series, you'll be able to pick up the rest from your local retailer. You get to support your local retailer. As we always say, always go to the 800 Comic Shop Locator Service. Go online, find a retailer near you, support them as much as you can because we live and breathe with them. It's an ecosystem that we have.
They're the foundation of the hobby. I mean,
yeah.
So and in terms of small businesses, especially after the last year with the pandemic, they need your support.
So, yep, we're on and off.
JD almost pushed the button.
JD wanted to push the button. He's like, Oh, man, Nick's in mid-sentence. What am I going to do? JD, you get to push the button. Remember, when we're live on the air, we're the boss. You're the boss. One of us is the boss. I guess you're the boss. You're the guy who has the button.
He has the button.
He has the
can
button.
Shut you off at any time. Just push his button and you're done.
Remember that one QVC show I said? I can run off at the mouth, as you can tell. But there was that one QVC show. The host was like, Nick, stop for a second. I have 2 words for you. And literally on the air, I said, shut up. He's like, those weren't the words, but go. Let's start there.
Let's go. Let's run with that.
And he said, we're sold out, so stop talking about it. So, all right, JD, do your magic.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of to be continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
You are watching Minute to Skim It on the Experience, so hello. All right, we've got lots of books to review for you guys today. And Hannah just basically showed up just the number 1s and showed them to me, and I was like, oh, we have
just for the indies.
Just for the indies, yeah. I was like, we have got a lot to do.
Hey, everybody, you're back on the Experience with Nick, Rex, and the Uncanny Omar, our special guest tonight for our first Monday show. So Rex has told me that I need to pick it up because people actually want to know what we have available tonight and stop focusing on each story one at a time.
Because that we could have a whole separate show for Nick's stories. Okay?
Yeah, right.
And that would have to be a 4-hour-long show.
And exactly, or just spending the time talking about the creators. The creators are the important part. All right, let's go to the other starter set. We showed our collection starter sets. What's this starter set focusing on? So tell me what this is.
So it'll include one Dynamic Forces exclusive cover, one signed comic, and then 5 random Dynamite comics with an approximate minimum value of $60.
So you might get, let's say, Legion of Superheroes signed by Ryan Sook, one of the greatest artists in our industry, in my opinion. You may get a Champions #1 Dynamic Forces exclusive cover, and then you're going to get 5 additional random books, $60 minimum value. That's the goal. And how much is it again?
It is $19.92, just like the Christmas in July Readers 3-pack.
So
because
$19.90, because Rudolph said so.
Because Rudolph said so. And we're talking to a plastic Rudolph. Okay. The night is starting to get a little long.
And we haven't even started drinking yet. Well, wait. Actually, I haven't had a drink in 2 years.
I can't say that. What time is it? No.
Well, that's because you work for me. So yeah, no, all kidding aside, it's the year that Dynamic Forces first started, was 1992, and we're commemorating it, and we're giving our fan base a great value. So whether you're watching us live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, our website, or whether you're catching us later, that's the value. That's the special price. You may or may not get the Legion of Superheroes. You may or may not get the Champions #1 DF exclusive cover. Both the random signed book and the random DF cover will come with a certificate of authenticity, and you will get 5 books from our library. And it's just a great price. And hey, Adam, how are you, sir?
Hey, Adam. And I just want to remind everybody that, of course, we will honor these prices. I have them written down as Nick changes them, making JD crazy. But we will honor the prices if you're catching the show later. The only problem is all the stuff that we bring on has a limited quantity, so that it may not be available if you're watching the show later. But certainly if it is, we will honor the prices that Nick is changing, randomly as he goes along.
As he wants to.
Pretty much.
All right. Symbiote Spider-Man, Alien Reality. See, $89.99 Elite Gold Signature Series. This is the first print signed. We only have one of these. So this is signed by Greg Land. As everyone knows, one of the most popular artists, Nick needs to slow down, one of the most popular artists in the industry, working with one of the most popular writers in the industry, Peter David. But this is signed by Greg Land. I love the Hobgoblin on the cover fighting black costume Spider-Man. And this was $89.99. And what are we doing on this?
$39.99. Is there any point for me to say this? You're going to just change it, aren't you?
So we were going to do $39.99. We only have one copy. It happens to be number 3. Don't know if that means anything to anyone. We had, only 15 copies signed. So what we're going to do tonight is, in commemoration of Amazing Fantasy number 15, we're going to do 1962. So the year Spider-Man first appeared. I love anniversaries. I love dates. Gross symbiote squishing, 1962. Only one person will be able to get this. We're only offering one copy tonight at this price. So it's a great book, great signature. And even if you do not buy the signed copy tonight, you should check it out at your local retailer or set aside the upcoming trade paperback. Speaking of trade paperbacks, let's go to Mark Russell, Mirka Kolak, and more. Red Sonja, Scorched Earth. This is a $19.99 trade paperback. This is a great, great issue. In commemoration of Omar being here, we're doing 10% off. This is $17.99, and it's just one of our most critically acclaimed best books that we've put out.
I didn't want to keep you guys too long, but I did want to add that I really enjoyed this book, and I'm a big fan of the one that you were holding up earlier. But then I was thinking, well, that's gonna it's gonna keep things longer, so I wanted you to keep going. So that's why I didn't say. But I really like this particular volume 1.
No, please feel free to chime in, especially on the collections. The itsy bitsy teeny weeny little chainmail bikini price.
All right, JD's starting to get punchy. I can tell.
It's infectious. It's infectious. It's like a symbiote.
Think about how long it took him to type all of that.
I think he had it planned the whole time. He's probably sitting there going, "Oh my God, Nick stuck to the actual price. I was waiting for something." All kidding aside, this is a great series that we put out. We've gotten 2 or 3 of the volumes of the trades out there. I think you'll really enjoy it if you pick it up. Not only do I think you'll enjoy it if you pick it up here, if you pick it up from your local retailer, support them. That'll be awesome. If they don't have it, feel free to ask them to reorder it. There are plenty of copies at Diamond. This was one of our best-selling and most critically acclaimed series, and we just want to make sure everybody can read it. That's a beautiful Amanda Conner cover.
Yeah.
And it rocks. So we went through John Wick, and speaking of Vampirella, going to Vampirella, our other Vampirella comic, we have Seduction of the Innocent, Christopher Priest. And
also like this one.
Talk about it, man. I'm the publisher, so
Maddie and I actually talked about this one. Oh my goodness, I think this one was 2019, or did it come out? I can't remember. We read Vincent was kind enough to send us the actual comics, so it was before this trade paperback came out. We read the first 5 or 6, I can't remember, but we really enjoyed it. And not only that, but there's a cover gallery in there, and it's got some of my favorite artists too, like Adam Hughes and Joe Jusko. I love Jusko's artwork, and Joshua Middleton, who doesn't get enough. Well, I'm sure he's busy doing other stuff now, but it's Christopher Priest. Of course, I had to read it. I love that guy's writing.
No, he's one of the best writers in the industry. We were so fortunate to be able to sign him to do this. This is our best-selling book right now, one of our best-selling collections. He kicked off the 50th anniversary in style. If you're not familiar with his writing, Christopher Priest, just to show you how much his writing transcends comics. The first 15 minutes of the first Batman Begins movie came from a Christopher Priest comic. Literally, that scene came out of a Christopher Priest comic. The Black Panther, half of the new characters from beyond the 60s came from Christopher Priest's Black Panther run. The guy is incredibly talented, and if he wasn't such a laid-back person, if he was actually more of a forward person, he would probably have more people would realize how great he is. When we signed him to do Vampirella sold 150,000 copies. It was our best-selling Vampirella book of all time. It was our best-selling comic of all time at a full price. We had sold, when we've done introductory prices, we've sold more. But at full price, it was our best-selling comic, and it was the best-selling comic in Vampirella history going all the way back to 1969.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep. And Ergun Gundis is such a great artist on this, and $19.99, and we're going to do 10% off in honor of Omar being here, so it'll be $17.99 tonight. And again, even if you don't buy it here, if you're checking us out, if this gets you interested, feel free to please order this from your local comic retailer. Support your LCS. They are, as Rex has said, the backbone of the industry. And we want to make sure that they're thriving. And if you do buy it here, I think you'll love it. And then please pick up volume 2 and up from your local retailer. Support them that way. Whatever it takes to support them, please do it. Oh, check out this Archerm cover.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There's a beautiful cover gallery in there.
And we only have 3 tonight at this price.
Yeah, we're only doing 3 because the goal is if we sell the 3, awesome. And if we do sell the 3, then we really want to encourage you to go to your local retailer. Obviously, we want to make it easy for people to try out. Adam, we do have your Batman book with the Joker set aside from Saturday. Not a problem, my friend. You are covered. Rex is in control of that, which means it'll happen. If I was in control of it, I'll forget about it while I'm talking to Rudolph. So,
Rudolph and the snow globe and the tree. It's when he talks of the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, it starts to get a little scary.
So, listen, all my jokes get worse as the night gets long. So, let's do the Sheena.
Let's do the Sheena.
We only have one of these.
That is correct.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yep. An emerald green signed by J. Scott Campbell. I think we only ever had 3 of these. Limited to 3 copies in the world. So this is the retailer incentive. This was really, really rare, and we only got 3 of them signed. So we have number 2 left. We've sold number 1 and number 3. And what's the MSRP on this?
$399.99. So $400.
What year did Sheena first appear?
Let me see. I don't know. It's cut off on my sheet here.
I think it was 83 years ago. So let's do $83. So from $400 to $83, J. Scott Campbell signed Sweaty Jungle Fever deal. Jesus.
Maybe he's getting punchy.
I'm telling you. I feel bad for the people coming on after us.
Thinking, what the?
So we have 1 copy. That's it. This was limited to 3 in the world, signed by J. Scott Campbell. And Ronald claims this. So this is sold. So if you are watching after, it is sold.
It is sold. The one and only.
Or 1 out of 3, but the one that we have
the
here.
The other two have been sold already. So it's the one and only we have.
That was a beautiful book. Congratulations.
It is. I don't even have one. That one was going to go in my collection if it didn't sell. But you know what? Fans come first. The most important thing is fans come first. So F. Paul Wilson's Repairman Jack. This is an original graphic novel, and we were able to get the creator, F. Paul Wilson, to write it. It's illustrated by Antonio Fuso, who's worked on our James Bond books. I'll give you the quick synopsis. Got a problem? He can fix it. He thought he'd seen the last of the Rakoshi, but one has survived. A particularly cunning and deadly Rakosh known to Jack as Scarlet. Now, Jack faces the fight of his life as he seeks to end the creature once and for all before it ends him. Like I said,
are you auditioning for Omar's show? You're hoping and hoping, thinking, crossing Nick Barucci off the list.
We got Ed McMahon. We have our Ed McMahon with Nick.
It sounded pretty good, man. Sounded pretty good.
So we're gonna. Oh, by the way, these are all signed by F. Paul Wilson. What's the MSRP on this?
$39.99.
So $39.99, and so we'll do 10% off thanks to Omar being here tonight. So it'll be $35.99. So great OGN. It's beautifully. Rudolph won't let us charge more than $35.99.
Watch, I'll knock Rudolph onto the ground, and then we can do whatever we want.
So we've got this. What else have we not gotten to? Superman 52, the last of the new 52. So these are is it number 1 and number 2 we have left? Which numbers do we have left? 1 and 2. So these are limited to 5 copies. Silver Signature Series. And Ronald, you've got a Repairman Jack. You got it, my friend. Superman Ronald, you're going to love this in a second. Get ready. I think you will claim this. So the last issue of Superman under New 52, Pete Tomasi, signed by Pete Tomasi.
Oh, nice.
Only 5 of these were signed in silver. The rest were signed in regular black ink.
And we only have those 2.
And we only have number 1 and number 2 left. And while this was supposed to be $39.99, we're going to do $19.38, more than 2/3 off for tonight. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's only $19.38. So first person to claim it can decide if they want number 1 or number 2, although I'm sure they'll pick number 1. And second person will get the other one. If you're watching this later, if you're not watching it live, you may not have if these don't sell live on the air, they may sell later. You may not have a choice if one is left, but there'll be one way to find out. So this is just a great, great book. It's the end of an era with the new 52. Each one of these comes with a certificate of authenticity. This is number 1 of 5. Let's see if I can do it without the glare. Number 1 of 5. And that's pretty much it. 1938, the year Superman first appeared in Action Comics number 1. I think we've covered everything but this at this point as far as limited editions. So we have Death of Wolverine number 1. I believe this is for some reason, my computer keeps wanting to pop up. I turned everything off and it's still doing pop-ups. Death of Wolverine number 1, Terry Dotson cover, signed by Terry and Rachel Dotson, limited to only, I think it was 15 in the world. Yep. This was the Alamo City cover. You can only get this cover if you went to Alamo City. We have one left, and it is number 1 of 15. What was the price on this? $39.99?
$39.99.
You know what? This one cost us a lot to get because we had to pay a premium to get them from Alamo City Con. I can't do a discount on this, but
I think we may have 2.
I only saw 1, so why don't we just have number 1? So Alamo City Con. You know what? I can't do that. We got to give a discount. We've been giving a discount on everything else. Yes, Ronald, the Campbell book was $83. You know what? We got to knock something off. We'll make this $29.99 instead of $39.99. You know, this is a SNCC price cut of 25%. Look at it. Price goes SNCC. So $29.99 because Omar's here tonight. It's a really good book. We had to pay a premium to get these, so stretching it as much as we can. And this is number 1.
He's surrounded by all these gorgeous women, and it's the Death of Wolverine. What a way to go!
Isn't it the best way to go?
Like, right? Yeah, that's a beautiful cover.
We have the Devlers, Joshua Fialkov. I don't know if you ever got to read this. This is a great series. This is the only collection. It was a 7-issue series. What happens when there is an evil so deadly that it takes 7 high-up people from 7 different religious beliefs to stop the end of the world? You can check it out in the Devlers. Matt Triano put so much into this, the artist.
Yeah.
It actually took him over a year to draw 7 issues. But when you see the whole thing, he just really thought through every panel, every page. The script is so great. I mean, even where you see a lot of open space, there were pages, if I remember correctly, that he threw out, that he ripped in half, so to speak, so that he can redraw it. It's a great book. Price is $19.99. So this will be $17.99, 10% off. Thank you for Omar being here. The devil made us charge $17.99. I think we want JD doing more of our shows.
That book sounds like it's up my alley too. I haven't read it, but I like the team that's on it.
It's a fantastic team. It's a beautiful cover. I think the cover is Jock. Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, yep. It looks like his art.
Yeah, this is one of the best books we've put out. we actually had people ask us whether or not we were ever doing a sequel. And we only wanted to do it if Joshua came back to write it. We didn't want to do it just to do it. And he's been busy in Hollywood. I mean, the guy's been on TV series. I think he may have done a movie. I can't remember 100%. And the story, the sensibility, the flavor that Joshua brought to it, unless somebody would ever pitch us something that we would be like, oh my God, this is up there with it. It just doesn't feel like it. Feels like it would water down that series. And we're not going out there looking to have someone else write it. So, if Joshua ever comes back to us, we will tackle it. If not, then the answer is no. Here we have Spectre. This was from the Gold Key relaunch. This is Mark Waid. The artists were Roberto Castro, Christian Ward, and Neil Edwards. This is also this is $16.99. It has 4 issues at $16.99. So 10% off would put it at $14.39. Does that sound right? $15.39.
Let's call it $14.39. Call it whatever you want.
Let's just call it $14. But check it out. This is when we relaunched the Gold Key universe. It was Greg Pak, Fred Van Lente, Mark Waid, Doctors RX, $14.39. Just a great series. No one could have pulled this off like Mark Waid. So we were really blessed to have Mark as part of this. The Gold Key line relaunched really well. And just couldn't have been happier. We had Greg Pak on Turok, Fred Van Lente on Magnus, I think, Mark on Spectre. It's been so long, I can't remember who did Solar, but this was a great series. And again, if you pick it up from your local retailer, you should also pick up the other graphic novels. And the last of the Mohicans, I think, is James Bond. So Agent 007, Reflections of Death. This has 5 different writers. We have Benjamin Percy of X-Force fame. Greg Pak came back. Andy Diggle, Gail Simone, Mark Russell, Vita Ayala, and Danny Lore. And then on art, we have Dean Kotz, Jordi Perez, Cooper Ball, Ion Marone, Robert Carey, and Luca Casaluguida. So this is 24. This is signed. This is the signed edition. And this is $39.99. So these are signed by Benjamin Percy. I was going to try to find it, but we're going to do $35.99 tonight. So you get 5 stories plus framing sequences by Vita Ayala and Danny Lore. The artwork is incredible. Different artists throughout. And the framing sequence is great, which allows it all to tie in. It's just a great book. So we have 1 minute plus left. So what I'm going to do is...
We actually have one more book, Nick.
Which one? Oh, Complete Dracula, Leah Moore, John Reppion, $19.99. With the 10% off, it'll be $17.99. Bloodsucker Special. This is the trade paperback. This is the Complete Dracula. To give everybody a little bit of information, the Bram Stoker's Dracula, the publisher, editor, initially thought it was too long, and they took a chapter out. We added it back in. Beautifully painted by Colton Worley, written by Leah Moore and John Reppion. Just a great book, $17.99. I'll hold it in my hand while we're talking. Again, if you're checking out Omar for the first time, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, our website, or YouTube, Omar Near Mint Condition on YouTube exclusively. Check it out. Subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. watch some of the videos, hit like. And if you like what we presented to you tonight, please hit like as well. I should have asked you to share at the beginning of this video, but we have more shows coming up. Wednesday, Rex will be back with John Cole. It'll have less running off at the mouth, more actual attention to the books. So, Omar, I can't thank you enough for being here. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you all for having me. This was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun just to talk about these things and the behind the scenes and all the stories. So I get it. I get into the stories too. So you're not being long-winded. I thought you did a great job explaining these books.
Nah, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Everybody, thank you all. We have some additional shows coming up. And we'll be back on Wednesday, or Rex will be back on Wednesday with John, and they'll get through a lot more comics than I ever will. Take care, everybody. Thank you for being here.
Thanks again, Omar. We appreciate you, JD.
We do, JD.